Hi guys, Creative Lori here. Today I have my weekly meal planning, and if you pan over here, you can see my scale because I just weighed myself. So that is mainly another thing what motivated me to get on to my meal plan. Um, Okay, so today, if you guys aren't familiar with my channel, welcome and hello to everybody. But I am a home stager, and a lot of times I'm just on the road for staging, and I hate eating at fast food places because it makes me feel sluggish, and it just doesn't, you know, it's not as good as my food, I think. Initially, maybe, but then you get tired of it. But today we're going to be making my jalapeno poppers. So I got to devein them. We'll be making a salad with some feta cheese and onion and cucumber. And we'll be doing an eggplant bake. But I wanted to show you these eggplants, you guys. So I go to the 99-cent store, as you all know, and there comes 5 of these to a pack. Okay, so there's 2. Here are the other 3. Okay, they're huge. They're the aubergines, right? And let me show you the price so that I can show you. $1.99, 5 count. Isn't that awesome, you guys? I do eat a lot of eggplant. I particularly like it baked or of course fried, who doesn't. But anyway, so I'm gonna bake it, and I'm gonna be putting it in these 2 dishes because I'm gonna bake a whole bunch. It's actually really excellent in the pasta that I ate last week, and I really stuck to that. And if you guys watched my last video, which I'll link below, I only spent $13.48 or something like that, 58 for the week of all my meals. 3 meals a day and 4 different snacks, I think, to choose from. Okay, then I have my cauliflower broccoli blend, and this was 99 cents. I have my bag of onions, which I already started cutting one. This whole bag was 99 cents. I have garlic. They come usually 4 to 5 in a pack that look like, I think it's 4. Yeah, 4 to a pack. Sometimes they'll say, 4 piece. Okay, so it's 4 to a pack. So each bulb is 25 cents, which is a really good deal. I'm going to be making another shepherd's pie because, well, my version of a shepherd's pie, because I still have crust left that I paid. I mean, it was so cheap, $1.97 for 8 crusts. So, and they're Pillsbury. I know it's junky, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to add this pumpkin, which is, pumpkin's really good for you. A lot of times I buy pumpkin and I cut it up and cook it, but this doesn't have any of the spices or sugar. I'll be adding this, the onions, my eggplant, beans, and the cauliflower broccoli mix to my shepherd's pie. I'll be making some hibiscus tea, and I'm out of it, so I'll be using that and putting it, that's the first thing I'm going to do because I need to catch the sun for it, and I put it outside like sun tea. And these will be my little snacks. So I devein my jalapenos, and then I put cottage cheese in them, and that'll be my snack that I store in here. So if I'm on the road and I want, like, staging, I can just grab this whole container and munch on that if I have to. Or when I'm home, all I have to do is open it up and take out a couple. And usually a couple fill me up because of the cottage cheese. It's like the protein in it. And then, if I want something else, I might have a couple crackers, maybe a slice of cheese or something. But it's usually I'll just have that, and then I'm good. I left my lettuce at my sister's house, my romaine, so I'll have to go get some more. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, everything, that the deals that I'm getting. It's just incredible. Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, that alone can make a beautiful picture, minus my blue colander. But even like just the onions, how cheap is that? They're 20 cents each. It's amazing. All right, so let me make everything. I'm going to do my tea. Then I'll do my poppers and put those away, and then I'll start chopping up my eggplant and showing you how I layer it and bake it, okay? All right, hold on. All right, guys, I'm just showing you how much I put in my container here. It's not a whole lot. You can see the bottom, you know. So let me show you from a side view. It's really not very much at all. This tea, hibiscus, is so potent. I mean, so I only use like probably maybe a third, because it was already, I had used some already, so I'm going to say a third of what I had. Okay, so I'm going to fill this with water. I don't put any sugar in it because I like the taste of it. It's very floral. And we'll put it in the sun. All right, guys, so I'm outside. Don't mind my morning glory vines. I'm pulling them away because I need to pull them out. But so I just put it in the direct sunlight and I leave it there. If the sun moves, then I move the container. And I probably used about 40 cents worth of the hibiscus flower leaves. All right, guys, so I deveined all of my beautiful little jalapenos, and I would say this was probably 40 cents worth because I had already used majority of the package, which comes in a package like that. And so I have my cottage cheese, which I get from the 99-cent store. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. You really don't need that much in each one. But you're just going to put some in there like so. And I kind of like smoothing it out a bit like that. And then what I like to put in there on top of it, I should say, is some cracked pepper. And this is butcher grind, which is just a thicker pepper. And then I do put some paprika. Paprika is really good for you guys too, by the way. I think it's good for your blood. I always forget what everything is for lately. I used to know years ago. So it's kind of a lot of paprika, but it won't hurt you. So I just kind of mix it if I did a little too much. Smooth it out. And then I'm going to just keep them in here. Now these containers I got from Ross, they're Anchor Hocking. They're pretty deep and they come with the plastic lids. And there was 3 of them for $6.99. Now that is the cheapest I have ever found. So I'm going to finish these up, guys. And then I already made a little, this is not going to be my salad. It's more going to be like a condiment, like a little accent to my food, like on top of my dishes. So this is going to be the cucumber. It wasn't even a whole cucumber, so I'll do probably another one during the week. And it was like maybe 3/4 of an onion, 3/4 of a large cucumber, English cucumber, and I'll add a little bit of lemon juice from my lemons outside my window here, and then I'll store it up. That's ready to go. All right, just want to show you how I layer my jalapenos. So I do them one layer with the biggest ones at the bottom, and then I go crisscross with the medium in the middle, and then the smaller ones on top. And then I put all the spices as they go. Okay, guys, so they're all done. There's 12 in here, but a couple of them are small. So I'm going to say this is enough for 5 days. Because typically I do just have 2 per snack, and that really satisfies me because of the protein with the cottage cheese. So I'm just going to cover them up, and that's another dish down. So if you see here, I've got my little condiment side with the feta cheese that I'll put in later. And then I have my cottage cheese jalapeno poppers. I'm going to stick those in the fridge right now. I've already got my tea going, and now we're going to start on the eggplant. So I did put a little lemon on my cucumber onion salad, and I have some capers and feta cheese that I'll probably be putting on there. The capers I got from the Dollar Tree or 99-cent store, but I think they both carry them. And as you can see, I still have my container of cottage cheese left, which I'll be using maybe in a different snack with like maybe some corn chips and hot sauce that I'll put in there because I like that. And so really that snack of my jalapenos was probably about $1.10 for all of that. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to put my cottage cheese away and my containers away, and we will start on my eggplant. All right, guys, so I have my pan lined with one whole eggplant. So I sliced it like this. I'll show you, thin slices. And then I lined the pan with that after I sprayed it. And then I got a whole one in there plus about, I would say half an onion. And then about 4 cloves of garlic. I did drizzle some olive oil in there. And now I've cut a little less than half of my broccoli cauliflower. And I'm just going to be layering that on top as well. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I mean, it's going to a hot oven. And it's literally just going to fall apart, which is really nice. So I'm just going to layer this on top. Think of it kind of like a lasagna, I suppose. And there we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm probably going to cut a little bit more just so I have the whole top covered. Yeah, let's cut a little bit more, and then we'll do that second one. So I'm just putting the rest of the crumbs on top. Let me cut a little bit more. All right, guys, so you can see all the cauliflower broccoli on top. And on this one, I did almost 3/4 of that big eggplant and then 3 cloves of garlic. And now I'm going to put the other half of, or almost half of the onion. And we'll do some olive oil and then we'll do the seasoning. All right, guys, so these are looking really beautiful. All that I did was I did put another layer of olive oil on top and more spices like paprika, cracked pepper, sea salt or Himalayan salt. And same with this one. You really want to make sure you're not skimping on the olive oil for these because you want them to caramelize and get yummy. And if you don't season them, you're going to like eat this and go, ew, it's disgusting. And you're never going to eat your vegetables. But for me, I do a light Himalayan salt because I do truly like the flavors of all of these vegetables. And they look really beautiful. The lime green, that's a lot of paprika, but it really gives it a ton of flavor. There's a whole bulb of garlic between these two dishes, so it's going to taste so good. And then halfway through it, I'm probably going to put a little balsamic vinegar in there to help with the sweet caramelization of the dish, which I didn't do last time, but I meant to. So I'm covering them with some foil, and I'm going to put them in an oven of 400, and that should be good enough for about 40 to 50 minutes. We'll see, and then we'll check on them, and in the meantime, I'll be making another dish. Alright guys, so the next thing that I'm going to do while that eggplant and broccoli is baking is I had, I guess probably 1/4 of the eggplant left. And then I did another half of onion and then 1/3 of my cherry tomatoes. They got wrinkly again. I can't believe I let them get wrinkly. I don't know if you can see the wrinkle. It'll focus here in a second, but I'm not going to waste them. They're not moldy. They just get a little wrinkle on the skin there, and they're still fine. They're still juicy. There's still some left. Now, I had already used about 1/3 in here, this container, so I'm going to save that maybe for my salad later, but I don't want to waste it because I keep letting them get that way, and I don't know why I'm doing that. So I'm going to chop up my garlic here, saute that, then put the onion, the eggplant, then the tomatoes, and do almost like a goulash or a ragu of all of these things, and then add in my eggs. Alright, so in my pot right now, I have the 2 cloves of garlic. I used some coconut oil instead because I was running low on the olive oil, and I really love the flavor of coconut oil. And so I'm just going to be melting my coconut oil and then also browning my garlic. I will add maybe a little bit of oil a little later. So we're going to let that melt up. And when you brown the garlic, I shouldn't say brown, I should say make it tan because you don't want it brown, then it's burnt almost. You want it tan colored, and that will release the oils in your garlic. So this is almost getting to that point because I have it on kind of a high heat. Now there are some big chunks of garlic in here, which I'm okay with. I can kind of chop a couple of them up, but it's going to get so soft and delicious that you're not going to be biting into a big, bad piece of, garlic where it's like really pungent. All right, it's getting tan. This is the point where I need to add everything else. So let me do that. Now we're letting our onions kind of sweat. They will caramelize with the natural water that they have in them, and then the oil that I put in them. I'm just going to turn down my fire a little bit to like a medium. I know my knobs are dirty. I need to clean those. To like a medium heat, and then in about a few seconds we're going to turn down even further to like a low, and we're just going to let them sweat and pull their own moisture out. Alright, so now I'm going to do that to like a low to medium. Just bring the fire down. Okay, so now we're going to let that sit probably for, I'd say a minute. Alright guys, so I added in about a tablespoon of the coconut oil, which may seem like a lot, but when you're eating healthy items like this, coconut oil is actually really good for your brain, so don't be afraid to do that. If you're worried about your arteries, then add maybe like half a tablespoon. And if you're eating real food like all of this, and you're not frying, you're not deep frying and eating fatty, foods, you don't have to worry about the natural stuff like that. So go ahead and put at least half a tablespoon if you are worried. But we're just going to let this cook, and now we're going to add in the tomatoes because that's going to help cook everything with the water content in the tomatoes. Okay, so you can see that I added some water as well and the tomatoes. I probably added about 1/8 of a cup to 1/4 cup of water because I really want to get this very soft and malleable. The eggplant, you can see the eggplant is cooking along the edges. They get like that darker color, more transparent, and that's what I want. And so I'm not going to season it until towards the end. I want it to cook up nicely, and I have like a low to medium fire. So I'm going to let that cook a little bit and get my next dish ready.